Our 52 Chevy pickup plan is twofold. One, create the past with present innovation. Two, deliver a show truck that keeps its utility roots.
Everybody knows trucks are all about work. I thought that was the vehicle, not the builder, though. We're woodworking.
Yeah, a little bit. How's it going, Dan?
Good. What's this all for?
Well, we're just getting the auto twirler cart ready to assemble the bed on.
Okay.
You start by assembling the front cross sill to the front bed panel. Then you go ahead and put the all thread through the top of the post where the two holes are on the end, and then position your rear cross sill to the correct position. Then you want to go ahead and slide in the bed panel, the back side first, and then swing it in over to the front where the bolt would come through. Then you want to just fasten a couple bolts down the side.
Well, all that is what the instructions had told us anyway.
All the little test fits that we had someone else do, we're now experiencing, in some cases for ourselves for the first time. Just the mismatch of metals that takes a little bit longer than you anticipate to get it accomplished. When we did the Impala build, someone else did it, and they just got it done and it moved on to the next one. With this, we're having to figure out situations and answers on our own and just keep the project rolling. I have much more anxiety over this truck because we're building it ourselves, and I just need to keep it on schedule. I'm taking employees out of other departments in the company, and I need to get them back as soon as possible. And it's just a lot more anxiety in getting the truck done on schedule. One is this giant square.
Right.
As we progress with putting the bed together, it's important to make sure that the bed is square and that you have a parallel distance from the front to the back of the bed as far as the width.
At the top.
Right.
So by using the square, we know that we're level at the bottom.
We first put together the frame and we took a measurement, and we did an experimental cut with one of the pieces of wood. We cut about a 1/4 inch off of it, and we fit it on and it fit great. And then after we looked at it and did some analysis, we realized that the frame was not sitting in the proper place. We readjusted the frame, and that particular board ended up being just a tiny bit too short, which we will either grow it with a cutoff, or we'll just get an extra piece from the manufacturer.
Getting another piece shipped is probably easier. Growing wood can take years.
After we slotted the holes, we realized that besides having to slot the holes, we had to notch the metal that intersects the side walls to get enough adjustment with those holes that we slotted. Because this is reproduction sheet metal and it comes from various suppliers, getting one piece to fit into another piece that may not come from the same supplier can always be difficult. I like to use the line. That's why it's called body work, not body fun. The way we determined the width is we just measured the very front edge, which is a fixed known distance. We just carried that all the way through to the back using just a simple wooden dowel cut to exactly 50 inches.
The fit looks right, but no one is overly confident to make another cut, so Mark volunteers.
When we went to lay the bedwood in, the bedwood was a little tight and we were having problems actually pushing some of the additional sheet metal out of alignment, so we chose to cut the wood down. We just used a simple cut-off saw, marked it up, and just we stack cut the wood to make sure everything was the same length.
We're probably going to make this truck even better than when it did come out of the factory with GM. In 1953, they were actually more like work trucks, and your average guy used these trucks to pick up, bales of hay and their livestock or their pigs or whatever they may have had. They didn't actually really take all the time to make it perfect. It wasn't really an issue of how pretty it was more of a work truck.
Function over form has always been the motto for trucks. These things were designed to take a beating. Taking on rough roads and heavy payloads were part of the pedigree.
When we're putting the beds onto the chassis, we're looking to make sure where all of our holes are lined up and there's going to be nothing obstructing the bed from laying down. We want to make sure everything's aligned. Once you make sure that everything's clear, you can go ahead and maneuver the bed on top of the chassis and then drop your bolts in and secure it.
We chose to pull both tailgates that we offer. One's a Chevrolet and one is just a plain flat tailgate.
So you've got the Chevrolet.
Right.
You got this one. Which one do you want to use?
We were going to go with this one, old school looking.
In talking with Dan, he had a good idea of using the flat black tailgate and just putting a logo on it.
How about that?
We'll go with this one.
You know, Chevrolet didn't build this car, we did.
I probably won't be able to catch up on my sleep till after the truck's done and sitting safely at one of my warehouses.